Good afternoon, evening, and morning from wherever you are.
Good afternoon to you too. Wow, what a
Oh,
formal
guys.
introduction.
I think we have to practice more often. No, guys. I'm really happy to be around once again. Indeed, restoration talk, and then we are kicking off with the topic: What's your star sign? The fearful will not make it. Is the theme part two? Well done.
Wow. If you need to give us a heads up before you
Yeah,
go, nobody
You
understands.
have to be sharp. You have to be
no,
sharp. You have to be sharp. So no, I really like it. So yeah, man, star signs,
Mm-hmm.
zodiac signs, star signs, you name it, horoscope. I, something. Sorry, I am judging. Yes, I'm
Yeah.
judging. But I think Britney has done it before. Yeah, so Lisa.
Oh yeah,
Horoscope.
yeah. Of course, of course. We're not gonna
Tell us
lie.
a bit about it.
I'm not gonna lie. Um, you have like those magazines, right? Those very
Okay.
girly girl type of magazines, and there's always one section called horoscope. So I remember like with a friend of mine, we would always buy them and then we would read it through the entire magazine and then always scroll to the end and then okay, what's their horoscope? Okay, what does your horoscope say and everything, but not necessarily with really the belief in it, but it was just fun to read. I mean, it's
Was fun to
just
read, huh?
fun to read. So yeah, I've read it multiple times. Yeah.
Some.
I haven't read my horoscope once, but I
What
have looked
horoscope are
at
you?
the star, just the description of the star sign once because someone described me and said you are truly a Cancer, and I
It
was
was
like,
a lady.
yeah, of course,
It was
and I was like,
No, I of
what are you?
course
I've never
no.
heard a male talking to me about star signs. The
Cancer. Oh, a really fun thing.
yeah, because I
This.
didn't even know that person for longer than an hour. And the person was like, yeah, I assume you're a Cancer. And I was like, what are you talking
So, so,
about?
so, so I have to interrupt. You. Look at this. This is for literally, guys. This is unprepared. This is unprepared. Son, did you prepare? Like the prophet would say. Do I know you? Did you prepare this?
Mm-hmm.
Did you prepare this section?
Oh, y-
This is literally. This is some.
Play. I want to see. I want to see.
This
Oh,
is some. Even 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 Helena in the comment section said she has been using it as well. It's most of course I'll be introducing to because of a woman, but this is some look at this is you, yeah.
Yeah.
okay. When's your birthday?
July 4th?
Oh, you're a Cancer.
There, there's one called Cancer.
this is yeah. This is
This is some
this
some
was
when you heard I was cancer for the when that you were oh is it true by the way?
Yeah, yeah, the star sign is a Cancer.
Oh whoa so there so whoa so then the lady has she has soaked in those things to see immediately that you're a cancer. But what was your
Yeah.
reaction?
Yeah, I just said, what is a Cancer? Like, I thought she was referring to the illness cancer. So I was like,
oh
why would you say such a thing? And then she explained, no, your star sign. And she just told me, look it up and you'll agree with me that you're a Cancer. And then I just looked it up that one time. And afterwards, I haven't looked it up since. But it did relate to yeah, it did overlap with how I am as a person. So it was funny to see, but I also ignored it after that.
There's really good question about that. There are, even the Instagram people also posted their if they agree yes or no. So we'll also come to that. But we have to finish this video because Brittany she really wants to see the end.
But wait. No, I don't want to see the end. Shalom. Have you read your horoscope?
Yeah, multiple times. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do I remember them? No,
Mm-hmm.
not
But
at all.
why? Was it interest or?
I from the beginning, I always knew, yeah, you're not allowed to read horoscope. And I think it has been imprinted from the churches, from house. Yeah, most mainly for the church. But then there was always still a newspaper in the Dutch it's called it Spits of Metro.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes you attempt to look for, hey, does the prediction of the day is it correct? And most of the time I was like, helemaal niet. So yeah, I've looked into it, a few times, but it's not I'm religiously looking into it, or not even religiously, but continually or with a certain cadence looking at it. No, I even forget those things.
Yeah. Okay. So just for fun.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Song.
what
This is song.
Okay, when's your birthday?
July 4th?
Oh, you're a Cancer.
There's one called Cancer.
Yeah.
Okay, what does the symbol look like?
It's a 69. It's like it looks like a 69 but sideways.
Okay, well, what's the animal that represents us?
It's a crab.
I got crabs now. Are you? So, like, what are our characteristics? What are the traits of a Cancer?
You guys tend to be like emotional, overly sensitive, crybaby.
That's not true.
What's that?
Yeah, I said that's not true.
oh, okay. It's not true. Wow. Okay, that goes follow up to our next. Stelle, guys, you got
Motion.
You,
No, but
you really got to give us a head up.
Exactly.
no. Reading star signs for fun is generally harmless. Yeah, I will have to start with Brit because you have been doing it more often, and after that, I'm really curious what the song would say, and of course, we'll all give our opinions.
Reading star signs for fun is generally harmless. I don't have like a yes or a no to this notion because, of course, I read it sometimes when I was younger, but I don't necessarily see that it had any type of effect on me. And I read it for fun, for example. So based on my own experience, I would say, yeah, whatever. But what I know now, I do know that a lot of times people link it to maybe certain how do you call that? They link it to maybe certain spirits, astrology, a new age, and those are things that you don't necessarily, especially as a believer, don't really want to involve yourself in because it looks at maybe telling the future or explaining who you are as a person based on another source than Elohim. So now, of course, I wouldn't do it, and I wouldn't advise it to anyone. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Why wouldn't you advise it to anyone if you just said there's no yes or no to giving as a notion?
The no is,
because someone can still read it for fun. That's what I understood.
Yeah, but that's based on my experience, of course. So let's say it would be harmful, then it should have had an effect on me, right? But I don't necessarily see any effect of it. So maybe because I didn't necessarily really believe in it, it didn't have any influence. But I think it changes when you really start to believe in those things. Then you are going to give it a certain type of power, and then maybe it will start to influence your life. So that's the only reason or why I said the yes, based on what I experienced before. But now I would say no, don't do
it. Okay. Yeah, some people might change their life drastically. For people like some, it was like, okay. And what's next? Well, for some people, they really indulge themselves. Oh, whoa. I've never seen such truth in it. Like for some, because of course this maybe he could have seen this movie and be like, That's not true, crybabies."
Mhm.
Some bearded man, high top. You see some crying. I was like, no, it's never true. Never ever will I be a crybaby in the midst of people. So for some, it might fit them, and they'll be like, "Oh, whoa! It predicts my whole character." Or now I have to read everything and indulge myself in it. Some why were you not that type of person, but rather be like, "Oh, I don't care." Is it because we're not
because
amazed how it perfectly matched, how the description perfectly matched your description or your character?
yeah, because how the person described it is like you are a certain type of A because of your star sign, but at the end of the day, you're still an individual. You can also have different sets of characteristics that are separate, that are different from your star sign. But if you identify as a star sign, you will also accept the negative and also the positive, of course, but you will look at yourself as I'm a Cancer person, but that's not the type of person I want to be. I don't want to accept negative things just because I was born on a certain day. It might be an influence to some of the characteristics I have or some of the things I do, but I won't accept it as my personality or as who I am as a person. Because you also have some people that now look for a relationship and then tell you, no, I can't with a Cancer because of this, and that's just stupid.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's why I just stopped it at, okay, I'm a Cancer, I'm aware, but I don't care. I've read it, now I'm aware, but I won't identify myself as a Cancer,
Okay, and would
and
you
Mhm.
that's why I
advise a
just stopped it
person?
there.
Would you advise a person to read it for fun?
Yeah, you can read it, but not daily or something. Maybe just for once, and that's it. There's not a problem to read it because it just gives you new information, but just don't accept it as this is me. This so now my star sign identifies who I am. So just for fun, just to be aware, just for new information, you can read it, but just leave it at that.
Mhm.
In the comment section of Instagram, this
Mhm.
quotation was also posted, and of course they could say agree and disagree. Unfortunately, they are not in, or I don't know if they are in, but if they are in, please elaborate why you chose one of them. Um, the majority chose reading star signs for fun is generally harmless, and majority goes disagree. Actually, it was 100% disagree, 0% agree. Why would you think so, Brit?
So most people thought it was disagree. So they do
Yeah, disagree.
it.
You
So
cannot read it for fun. Oh, reading it for fun is harmful.
yeah, I think because as I explained, a lot of times, especially nowadays, it's connected to those new age type of nonsense. So there are spirits behind it. That's what most people, I think, especially if you're a believer, think. So for them, it maybe it's just don't engage with those stuff. Don't open any type of door because maybe you read it one time and you like it, and then you start reading it more and more and more often. Maybe you read it the first time and you do it based on, okay, I want to learn about maybe people's personalities, which seems harmless in the beginning, right? But if you go deeper and deeper, you don't know where you're going to end up. So maybe now it starts with the star signs, but maybe then you're going to look up maybe the star signs from other cultures. Then you're going to look up
Angel numbers.
yeah, such type of stuff. And I don't think that is something people want to be involved with. I think also on the radio show we discussed it that as astrology that there's like this knowledge, and if you read the book of Enoch, um, that was taught to men by fallen angels, and if I'm not mistaken, astrology was also one of them. So it's not even a type of knowledge that we were supposed to have or know of, and I think that is with a good reason.
Okay. Something to add? Or Do you agree, disagree?
No,
What
I already said I just agree with the statement, but I yeah,
Yeah,
just what I
I
explained earlier.
what I noticed, and I'm just
Mm-hmm.
mediating and I'm just observing, is that generally speaking, before I'm attacking, before I would say you're right, generally speaking, it's like women are more vulnerable for such star signs and Bring Gang of bruh.
Continue. Mhm.
Just are more vulnerable for such star sign new age practices. And yeah, maybe men like some will be like, oh, okay, thank you for letting me know. Um, I just want more money. For example, it doesn't bring me more money, yes or no. And for women, because maybe they might be more emotionally attached to such things, and it really prick them, and you be like, oh wow, I never expected it. That for them it might be also more dangerous. Of course, it can also be as dangerous for men. From my stance here is that uh, it is. Of course, it's always a thin line because even when you would look in scriptures,
Mhm.
even the Israelites there also had their knowledge of the cosmic and the
Mhm.
stars and whatnot. But what you would see is they never worshipped those entities
Mhm.
or those planets or those signs. That was not on the foreground. It was Elohim whom they still referred unto,
Mhm.
still did their prayers for. And for someone who has never been opened, or someone who knows Elohim, let me put it this
Yeah.
way, a Bible believer, a Christian believer, or can even be an Islamic person, you know that you are serving a higher power,
Mhm.
then in the end, you're still seeking information from another source, which would define you.
Mhm.
In that sense, with that in mind, I would say, I would think that higher power would be like, do you trust me? Do you have your faith in me? Yes or no? Or do you have faith in that particular divination? So of course it's easy to, so you have to know yourself. It depends,
Mhm.
those kinds of answer. But in all, I would say, yeah, it has a really really deep rabbit hole if you just open up yourself just for star signs. And because of that, I would say no. I know some people can read it. Like for me, I just read it out, like who cares, or some. But just to
Mhm.
protect humanity, I would say just prevent it.
Yeah.
Like for some people, they can drink alcohol once and they'll be like, I'll
Mhm.
never do this again. But some people may drink alcohol and it's the end of their life. Seriously, it's the end of their life. Uh, so yeah,
Yeah.
that's yeah.
I think it's the curiosity to things, yeah, that you should not be curious about. I don't know if you guys know that. I think it's Ouija board.
Oh yeah. Have you done
Like,
that?
no, absolutely not, because I
Oh,
do not mess with
because then we have to cast some demons.
things associated with
But
spirits
can
and
you
stuff.
explain which board
No,
for those who doesn't know what it is?
it's like a board and it has letters. I think the letters of the alphabet, and then you put your hand on that. There's some type of thing that navigates over the letters, so you can ask a question. You just speak it somewhere in the air. You speak to a certain spirit, and then people say that then the board starts to move, and you get
By
letters, and
itself.
if you that write that down, you maybe get an answer to what you were asking for, or who you were speaking to. But it just came to mind as that seems harmless, right? It seems like a game, but that's just not something that I would even try just for fun, because you don't know what door you're going to open. And maybe also because from that board, the purpose is literally to communicate with spirits. So why should you then do that for fun? So I'm not sure, like, even in this case, for example, would that still be harmless to you guys, or is your opinion then still the same?
The Ouija board.
Mm-hmm. You did it, see. You did
No,
it.
no, no, no. I've never done it. I've never done it. I can because it is marketed as a game, right?
Yeah.
Like for let's take for example Uno. I think the whole world knows what Uno is. And you would say every number has a spirit, all of these things, and you would never know, but you have been playing Uno for years,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden you come to the dark side, knowing of the truth behind and you be like, I've always been entertaining spirits with numbers. For
Mhm.
some people, they might never know what the Ouija board is.
Yeah.
So for them, yeah, it's plain and it's pure a game. But for those who knows and you're still curious,
Mm.
yeah, I think then you are entering the danger zone. So for me, I would say, of course, don't do Ouija boards.
Mhm.
Because there is, I think I don't know what the explanation of that game is, but I think they even say that you can have some answers from the
Yeah. Yeah.
universe. Oh, is that the explanation of the game?
Yeah. Answers to spirits. You-
Oh, okay, yeah. If you read that as a description, then moet je gewoon zeggen van, hey, I don't want. then nobody should do it. But I really thought it was marketed. It was marketed as an actual game, like, oh yeah, game for fun and then not entertainment with spirits, but more saying that it's randomized. Let me put it
Mhm.
that way, randomized by sort of magnets. But
Yeah.
yeah, so. But I would not advise anybody to do some Ouija boards and any type of New Age practices.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
okay. So okay, when it's about spirits, everyone agrees that.
Yeah, but
No,
that's
but that's
that's
why.
a bit different. I think that's a bit different
Explain.
because you're trying to talk to spirits, and that's more clear. But you also, I think, almost everybody knows that that is not something you should do.
Mhm.
Even people that don't believe, yeah, even there are some that are cursed, but if you are even in a classroom and you would ask who would try this, a lot of people would not do it.
Bloody Mary.
Even with the Charlie thing, a
Mm.
lot of my classmates didn't even want to participate in it because they
What is
know
that?
they are talking to spirits. It was just think writing Charlie on a piece of paper, and then the spirit of Charlie could enter in the room. So it's a little bit fake, but it's from a long time ago. But it was something that people did on social media, and then afterwards, a lot of people said they felt cursed and all those things. But my point with that is when you know that you're talking to spirits, I think it's different than reading a description of something.
Yeah. Mhm.
So yeah, for me, it's a very easy answer to give. Just I would not do it. I don't
Yeah.
want
Mhm.
anything to do with spirit. I don't want to talk with spirits. I'm not interested. I don't want to take that risk.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. But do you guys then think uh, that there is, how would I say it, like those star signs, right? There's a reason people, for example, would say, "Oh, you portray the characteristics of this or this or this sign." But do you believe that that is true? Is also some type of marketing, or I don't know? They just took some personality traits and they matched it to those symbols.
I think it's true. Isn't it related to something with the sun, and the moon, and numbers or something? They have their calculations or whatever, but
Mhm.
if you just read it, you can see some sort of truth in it. But yeah, I don't even know how to answer your question properly. But what I'm trying to say is not there is a truth, but there's still a lie in it. So
Mhm.
don't trust it.
Yeah.
There's not one answer for it.
Mhm. I think that's the danger. Yeah, this comes back to what we said in the beginning. I think that's the danger of really trusting in it. I have to say, I do believe there is a level of truth to it, but that's just purely because I also believe there's a reason that you are born on a certain day, certain date. Everything is connected in a sense. So I also believe that there is a reason that um, or no, let's say those zodiac signs, right? They exist just like the zodiac in itself, not with the future or future telling and all those stuff. But I do believe that there's a reason why you're born on a certain day, date, under a certain zodiac sign. But I don't think it's going to help us to necessarily know the why and how do you calculate it and what's behind that. I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I get it because I think what you're saying that there's a thin line in all things. Elohim created all things.
Mhm.
Period. He's the creator of all things. Period. And that line aspect is where divination spirits has used Elohim's creation to mislead his people. And in order to mislead, you need at least a percentage of truth, and the rest can be a lie. But you can still portray it as the truth, and then the people will be like, "Oh."
Mhm.
For me, I've always thought, or I think I read an article that says that it is really easy to categorize or to find somebody somewhere. If I would say some is an emotional person, of course he will go to scenarios and scenes when he was an emotional person in general. I don't know, something happened. Or saying that if I would say Britney is a strong woman, of course you would go to scenarios and scenes when you were a strong woman. And so are 90% of everything that we see online are just easily to say that oh yeah, you are this, you are that, you are that, but you can also use it for another person. So I'm also really curious in how much someone really did their diligent research and say that okay, this zodiac sign has this character traits. If it, in how much it is in hoever het echt waar is. So that's my disbelief first, number one.
Mhm.
And my second disbelief is, of course, any spirits can just do them. That's how they would say in Africa. Any spirits can do them.
Yeah. I don't know. I agree with what you guys both said, but I have the same idea sometimes with personality tests. You can also easily link that to
Yeah,
something.
that's what exactly you are. You hit something really good.
ENFG, ENFJ, for example, those they classify that also
Or
as
you are an explorer. You are in this part and this side. But that's why I like Sam's answer when he said you can just read it to broaden your understanding. And so you heard about it. Okay, fine. But that shouldn't be your source of strength, power, belief,
Mhm.
because you have read it once. Oh, okay, but that still doesn't. I think the main question is: does it add to my salvation? Yes or no? Because even if you are known you are an NL, what an NTGP or so, for example, a
Mhm.
certain personality trait. Okay, you know it, and then what? What does it change for you, Brittany?
Well, for me, it doesn't change, but people could argue, well, that helps me to get to know myself better and identify areas in which I should work on, which can eventually help me.
Okay, and those people then in Africa and Asia, they have never done a personality test. So what? So now they are doomed because they have never seen. No, but I understand where you're coming from. But okay, curious, interesting topic. I mean, those are also questions you might also ask. Do you have any questions for tomorrow? Because tomorrow, for the people who doesn't know, there's a topic: planets. I might relate it be to astrology, star signs, the planets. Who will not know the angle thereof. The spirit will surely speak. But maybe do you have also might this be a question you would like to ask tomorrow? Yes or no?
Hmm.
No, I don't really have a question in mind.
Now, for me, are there some truth in it? Yes or no?
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah. I'm also curious to see if there's any truth in it, or No, now I want to go too deep. Never mind. If there's
No,
just
no, go deep, go deep, go deep. Enter the deep.
I just wanted to know, like, no. It also has to do with those day things and everything. I always want to research those topics, but it's better for me not to be curious to such things, you know? So,
Okay.
is there any truth to it?
Okay, wow. Nee, then I think the comment section has been really being active. It says, Randy says, but there are also good spirits. Doesn't someone to talk to good spirits also? And, you don't want to take the risk.
No.
There's too much. There are too many bad spirits.
Yeah.
And there are two and one good spirit. Yeah. So I think for the good spirit, it would say, live righteous stuff. Then perhaps one day he might reveal himself to you. But then AC came up for Sam and said, I think Sam doesn't want to deal with the evil spirits, right? Sam is afraid of evil spirits. But what did we say? The fearful will not make it.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I just don't want to deal with them.
Okay.
I don't want to search for them. I don't want to contact them. I don't want to approach them. Just they can stay where they are.
And I think that's a real good conclusion of this today's show, as in stay away from spirit potential callings and spirit divination. Even scripture speaks about. We have not even delved into that. I think that's maybe a topic for tomorrow. That we really have to. We should not search out any worshiping of angels, any worshiping of divination, any worship or act of witchcraft and whatsoever. So I hope this will also give you a moment to reflect, to think about what actions am I actually doing that really calls out these new age practices, because I think that's also what really it's so subtle, we don't realize it. It's in the media. So use this as a moment to reflect, think about it, look in yourself, assess your life, live righteous. So mercy, peace, grace, love, and hope, and Sabbat Shalom. Right?
Bye, everyone.